Hi, this is John May with Greg Garrett Realty. Now, which movie means the most to you? Ben-Hur, Patton, Platoon, or Titanic? Your answer, of course, will depend on what year you were born, or more importantly, your generation. While Academy Award-winning movies may not seem that important, the sum total of experiences, values, and ideas shared by a group or a generation shape their priorities and often their buying habits. Now, many of the baby boomer generation, the post-World War II era babies born between 1946 and 1964, purchased large homes during their peak earning years because of their growing family size. Roughly 75 million Americans are baby boomers, making up those 48 to 66-year-olds, accounting for nearly half of all homeowners. The trend for them was to move to the suburban locations and commute to downtown work centers. It seemed like the American dream was to live on a golf course. Now, as of January 1st, 2011, the first of the baby boomer generation will hit 65 years of age. And every day since then, 10,000 boomers hit the golden age of retirement. And as they do, some of them are hoping to cash in on the equity of their home, take their one-time tax exemption, and step into something less expensive that better suits their needs and their new lifestyle. Their desire for a simpler life and their conscious decision to help create memories for their children and grandchildren will radically change the trend for housing and affect values. In her book, Right House, Right Place, Right Time, Margaret Wild, PhD, explains the results of her research with thousands of boomers who either recently moved or planned on moving in the near future. Her findings revealed that factors that encourage 45-plussers to seek out new residents include size of a home, stairs, or dissatisfaction with their neighborhood or community. They want a community in a desirable location and a new home that is all one level. At least 61% of all homeowners surveyed, regardless of their current home value, said their desire for low maintenance was also part of the reason for moving. Also, householders planning on moving are likely to accept a home on a smaller lot or no lot at all. While we would like to think that most of the Northeast of the United States is going to retire here in the South and buy our homes, her research showed that 1/3 had moved less than 10 miles away from where they were, and 1/2 moved less than 20 miles away. When householders did move distances of 100 miles or more, they generally had a specific reason. The largest portion said they just wanted better weather or a better climate. The primary reason 45-plus buyers cited for their move was to have a new house and to live among others like them. Now, although the home is part of the deal, the intangible fabric of the community is what really sells a home. Now, some economists predict that as this trend begins, the stepping down baby boomers may be in for a shock. The concern will be when the baby boomers decide to step into a smaller house with less maintenance and a first-floor master bedroom, a swell of large homes with outdated features and antiquated systems will hit the market, and there simply won't be enough of the 44 million Generation Xers, those born between 1965 and 79, to absorb the inventory. Gen Xers grew up with the two-income households, rising divorce rates, and they're the first of the latchkey children. They saw their workaholic parents lose jobs that they worked hard at, and as a result, Gen Xers tend to be practical and independent. They have a work to live, not live to work mentality. Not only will there not be enough of them, they tend not to want to be tied to a large house and mortgage and are less concerned with house size as a status symbol. Now, the hope would be that the 70 million that make up the millennial generation, those born between 1980 and 1998, also called the Generation Y, would help absorb those homes. However, the Gen Y perceptions of these large suburban McMansions are that they have a big carbon footprint and a pricey commute when you consider the cost of fuel. Their priorities seem to be smaller homes closer to work centers for several reasons. First, they're financially challenged because of the current economy and because of student loan debt. And second is because they like the idea of living close to their job and walking to work and to where the action is. A big house in the suburbs with a commute is not in their vision. So with a large supply of two-story McMansions with 20 years wear and tear on their inefficient heating and cooling systems and outdated kitchen finishes and the potential for little demand because of fewer buyers, and those buyers wanting smaller houses themselves, it is possible that some baby boomers who follow the herd and put off their step down may get pinched on both sides. They may find that their step down in size may not mean a step down in price. A bountiful supply of larger two-story homes could make their used house value come down, and the demand for newer, smaller, more energy-efficient homes may drive up the price of the style of the home that they desire. Now, I know of a recent empty nester couple that made their step-down purchase 2 years in advance of their planned retirement, simply to take advantage of the low house prices and interest rates happening now. They increased their commute to their work by an hour for the next 2 years, simply to stay ahead of the herd that will put their home on the market when the economy recovers, only to potentially find little demand for their older home and higher interest rates. They bought in an area where their adult children and grandchildren will want to visit on the holidays, and they started making friends with other boomers ahead of the curve. So if you are currently trying to sell, or you're thinking of selling a large expensive home in a community that has lots of other homes on the market and the prices are cooling off, consider joining me for my free home sellers webinar, where I review one strategy to differentiate your home from the pack. You can register at www.freehomesellerswebinar.com. If you like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel and they'll be sent to you as they're made.